I'm getting a little frisky, so watch it. Darn, spit on. Oh, shit.
Overnight.
Look,
Spit
folks,
on it.
it's a little early.
Good.
Yeah, that's why I knew you were going to say that. So I know you a little bit
Old
more
hot
than
to
some people do, but anyway, good morning. We're a little early for those that might not be on yet. When you jump on, we've already been on because, like Wayno said, sometimes our computer doesn't allow us to get on right at time. So I'm glad we're on.
And of course, now
Let me get this just a little.
click live and it pops right up.
But yeah, so today we're on hot and fresh. I got to get an Eagles pillow. I see my Phillies things up there in the back.
Philly.
Wait a minute, I do have an Eagles pillow, Wayne.
Where is?
Oh, and since we're live, I'm gonna let Wayne. What the fuck? Where is it? No, it might be in there, but I don't want to go through that yet. Or in my bedroom.
Good. Yeah, let's start.
But I'll get it. Yeah, darn it! I just wanted to have it up there in the off season. I should have had it. Anyway, it's Sunday, November 2nd, folks, here in Pennsville at the Lip Cave, as we've named it. A few things to touch on and call. Buddy, do you want to do our normal?
Go ahead, mute. I'll do the shout out.
Yeah.
Mute that key, man.
Oh, let me back us.
Yeah, just give a couple shout outs to all day DJs. Thomas, my son, he's always at Scooters. DJ'd last night. DJ's on Thursdays. He always gives us a shout out when he's out there. And Blessed Bakery Kitchen.
Yes.
Annette McGraw. She's safe served, so she can bake goods at home and sell them. And they're pretty good. So she's on Facebook. You can look her up on Facebook.
Yes, yeah. And I like somebody on already. Shout out to my daughter Julian today. Oh yeah, well wait, Ralph. Good morning to you. First off, and we will say that here in just a second. I did wish your daughter happy birthday on Facebook, but I would like to wish now on our show, Julian Parks. She just turned 21 today, I believe. So happy birthday, Julian / Juicer Parks. That's
Juicer.
That's something that you could ask Ralph how that nickname came up. That was, I think, from him. The nickname. Something about her when she was younger with.
He's got a juicer and I got a juicy.
Always juice or something. She always has a juicer cup or something. I mean, he could write it up. He could text us on here if he wants to put it on real quick. He'd probably hear me say it. I don't know the whole story behind it, but I know it has something to do with that when she was a little girl. She was just a little tyke. But anyway, happy birthday, Julian. 21st. That's a big one. Yes, that is a big one. That's a milestone. Especially now that you can have a few adult beverages and not worry about somebody saying, "Are you 21?" and back in the day with me, it was 18. Excuse me, are you
21 today?
Yeah, I think her birthday was today because it came up on Facebook. That's what he said. He said turns 21 today. Yes, I'm not reading it because I swear our print is so little. We both have to go like this, Ralph, when we're reading.
Yeah, we're old.
It's a shame they don't make the font a little bigger. You can't. That's I can work on. I mean, I don't know, a little bigger, like you do your phone, just expand it.
Producer, man.
We do. Well, Ralph could be the producer then.
Ralph, get over here and fix the computer, you son of a bitch.
I'm sure. He's going to want to be the producer. I work from home. What do you need, guys? I work from home. He'll fix the work right in his bed. Have his laptop. What do you guys need? But anyway.
So Tom, now we used to call my mom, like play practical jokes on her and
right.
Yeah, sent her when I'm dating that Jennifer Brown girl.
Mm-hmm.
I sent her a
don't get us going on that one.
Picture of a what you call ultrasound of twins.
Oh God.
I sent it to her. I told her she's gonna be grandma like that. So I'll do things like that. So
right. Well, I know.
I'm not going to mention the place or anything, but so Thomas calls me yesterday. We're at a Tractor Supply, me and Tammy.
Cool.
And he calls me. He's like, "Dad."
I had to tell you that's the home run.
Oh God.
Okay, but go ahead. That was in the ninth. That was Hoffman.
He calls me. He says, "Oh, Dad, I broke my pinky." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" So I get all I'm like, Jesus, can anything else happen to this kid? You know what I mean? If something always happened to John or Thomas. So then he sends me a picture. I'll show you the pictures later. And his pinky is like freaking hanging off, man. I mean, like hanging off. It looked like cut it off.
I can't do that. Oh, come on.
I'm like,
Weak stomach.
oh my God, are you serious? I'm like freaking out. I'm like, who did it? I said, I want to know. He's like, calm down, calm down, calm down. He goes, I'm kidding. He goes, I did that to somebody else.
Oh my God.
So wherever he was, Halloween night, his buddy Chad got into a fight and he had a knife. So Thomas went smack knife out of his hand, tackle him to the ground, and all Chad was, oh my God, my pinky, my pinky, my pinky. So Thomas tackled him down to the ground to break the fight up, and in the meantime, almost snapped his finger completely off. Now I don't know if he was almost snapped off, or if he might have cut it with that knife he had. I don't know what kind of knife,
True. Right.
but yeah, it was. So he had a pretty exciting night.
When's it end?
Like I said, I don't know if that was in Delaware, if that was here, or whatever.
We only have an hour show, so I'm sure.
Yeah, we can get 2 hours.
My producer just called us, and
We can go 2 hours.
yeah, we could. If I mean, knowing us, we could chat about stuff that just isn't off the wall. But anyway, cool. I mean, glad everything's all right, though.
So he got me on that practical.
So right,
Best.
old practical joker boy.
Oh, punch him in the eye.
He learned from the best you. So last night, watched if you didn't get to see it, anybody, or I'm sure you know about it, but the World Series, the LA Dodgers repeat as World Series champions, and Toronto had this game. They were ahead, and they were ahead in the ninth, 4-3, and they brought in Jeff Hoffman, who is an ex-Philadelphia Philly. Probably one of the reasons why we gave him away. No, it really wasn't. It was because of the contract, because he was a good pitcher. Being a good pitcher doesn't always mean you get everything right. And he gave up that tying. Was it the tying home run? Because they were ahead 4-3. The Blue Jays. You all right? Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, because Jay's going to be calling eventually. So Wayno's going to be back. He's going to pick him something up there. But anyway, 4-3. Trying to remember everything that happened. That tied it up, and then obviously they went on to win it in the 11th, 5-4. And Blue Jays came up by the 11th, couldn't do anything. I think I forget. I went to bed. I couldn't. I stayed up in the 10th or beginning of the 10th and just couldn't stay awake. So I bailed out. I was tired yesterday, and I was like, I'm not watching this. I'll find out in the morning, or Ryan will text me or something. Which he did. He said Hoffman blew it, but I saw that part. So shame, because I really thought Toronto was going to win it, and not that I wanted. Are you all right?
Yeah, I wish they would have won.
I'm not. They're from Canada. It's not like I'm a Toronto fan, but I don't really care for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed.
And they repeated, but hey, they deserve. But Dodgers battled a couple different times in this series. Toronto looked like had it, that they were going to put them away in different games. And when Toronto came back, or Dodgers came back to win those games, I'm like, I'll tell you what, they just don't go away. They have the pitching, and they have clutch hitting. Obviously, in this case, when we talk about football, defense wins championships. We always know that. We know that. We say that because you got to score points, but you got to be able to stop the other. It's the same in baseball. It's not as much defense wins championships, but pitching wins. And when the Dodgers brought their reliever guy in to shut them down, he did just that. If you get a lead or you get a few runs, you only need one run to be ahead of the other team, whatever the score is. Pitching's going to win. It doesn't just come down to always hitting more runs than the other guy. So, not that Toronto doesn't have good pitching, because they did, but they didn't come through in the right time. So, there we go to the Dodgers for winning the World Series back to backs, and we'll see what happens next year. I've been reading a lot of stuff about the Phillies, what they're going to look to do off season. I mean, it's early yet, so nothing's being done, but I think you're going to see a lot of off season moves. I know, I don't say that like anybody doesn't know that, but there will be a lot of new faces, and there will be some changes. There will also be some prospects that will come up in the spring that will try to make this, and I think that will make it, like Painter, Crawford. Andrew Painter's the pitcher. Crawford is he center field, and then there's also the shortstop. I think they want to take a look at. Now, I don't know. Not that they're getting rid of Trey, which they're not, but they could move people in different positions in the infield. I'd be very surprised if Bohm stays. So in other words, I'm not surprised
Yeah.
if they move him. I think they're going to move him. Casty will be gone. He's not gone yet, but you can count that deal out as somebody will
Well,
get rid of Casty.
we should host a party when that happens.
It's a shame because I had high hopes for this guy. I think as everybody did,
I get
but
it.
we've had a few Eagles that were that way that we had high hopes for.
Mhm.
Didn't work out, and that
What
they
was
still
that?
kept them.
That was that wide receiver we liked, man. God daggone it.
Oh, Quez Watkins.
Yes.
We had high
I
hopes for
freaking
Quez
loved him,
Watkins
man.
years ago. And of course, the one player we didn't have. I know I'm getting off trade here. I don't think they'll sign. I'm just going to do this real quick while we're on baseball since we saw the series.
Yeah, I got a couple of baseball.
I really don't think that JT Realmuto will be a Philly. I highly doubt it. I'm not saying he won't. And it's to me, I'd be surprised if they keep because he's going to want a 3-year deal, and
Yeah,
I don't think the Flyers. We'll get to them too. I don't think the Phillies are going to want to sign him to another like a 3-year contract because he's old, and he's if you look at his stats over the last 3 years, which I did, he's declined every year in almost all the categories.
and you could.
He's a good catcher. He's a great catcher, though. So yes,
What
so
they call it when he gets the ball and he jumps up and he's got to throw it to like second base or something. There's a name for that.
well, yeah, no, I'm
But he's. I mean, you're not going to make
he's not as good on not as bad on that part of the defensively as he is. He's declining offensively. So and he was always a decent offensive guy, 275, 280. Just that's good when you're a catcher and then batting in there. You're not going to catchers. That's a tough job. They're not always going to bat 300 in this. I don't care about that. But when you're batting 230 and 240, now you're starting to dip. So we'll see who gets moved. To me, there are going to be some faces that get moved around. I hope they sign a few. They better keep Bader. I'm a Bader fan. I just don't want to see this guy go. I know he was literally brought in this year to be a guy that pushes to the World Series and whatever. Just like a rental player. But that doesn't mean they can't keep him because he's young.
I think he kind of played great.
He did. Bader. Well, when he came with us for 50 games, he batted over 300 in 50 games. So that's what, a quarter of the season, third, a little less than a third. So that's a less than a third of the season. But still. He batted over. He was 303. I know his average because I remembered the stats on certain things with him, and there's a guy that you got to find a spot for.
Yeah, they were talking about Realmuto on WIP, and that's
it came up on my phone.
They were asking him. People were asking different things. They're like, "Would you bring him back for 3 or 4 years?"
No,
and everybody's saying no because he's too old.
I'd bring him back short term.
But if you could talk him into coming back for 1 year,
well, that's what Ryan. That's what Ryan and I were talking about last night. And he said, "Well, why not a year?" I said, "I would do that, Ryan. Bring him back for a year, but he's not going to want that. Maybe he doesn't want that again."
Because somebody's out there going to offer him.
Right, he wants to lock in. They know he's a good, and who knows, a change of pace he could. The other thing I don't like is we're keeping all of our coaches. I think, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know it doesn't always go down to this, and people say, "Well, what's this coach got to do with how they really play?" A change of pace for me with a hitting coach would be what I would want to do. And they're keeping Kevin Long. I am not a big fan.
Kevin Long's
he's the hitting coach. Yeah, and I'm saying he's bad, but somebody they're different. I want somebody to come in that was a batting champion. Kevin Long was. He was a good. So obviously in coaching, it's not always because a quarterback coach you pick a MVP of a league and he's your quarterback coach. I know that, but you pick guys that know the position. Kevin knows the position. Was a solid average above average hitter when he played for whoever. But he wasn't. I want somebody that knows a little bit more of the ins and outs. It changes the game as far as the batting and stuff. And maybe there's something these guys aren't doing that should be doing. Yeah, play more small ball because the Phillies do rely on too many home run situations. They rely on the long ball and it's not there. And last night in the game, you saw home run hitting and you saw small ball being played by both teams in the World Series, and that's baseball. If you're relying on one thing and it goes bad south, that's like putting all your. That's like getting 5 players from one team in fantasy football on your team, not you. You got 4. Oh God, Thomas, perfect example. Who did he play last week? Was it Ralph? Who did he play?
Me.
You.
I gave
played you. Thomas had 5 plays. Dallas has a bad game. Got 5 Dallas players in the tank. You can't. And even Ralph always knew that. Don't get too many players. Always told me when we were playing. Don't get too many on the same team. You can't do that. and don't get too many with the same bye week.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's hard, but I know I've
Right.
had that too. So that's it for the Phillies as far as that goes. We'll see what happens in the offseason.
So baseball, right?
We're on baseball.
What name has been in the last 6 World Series?
Now, what do you mean? What name?
Yeah, name of a player
Okay.
has been in the last 6 World Series.
The first name?
Yeah, both first and last.
Damn. How'd you come across this
Yeah,
question?
just popped up on Facebook.
Because it hears us talking about this. I swear to God, there's people in the wall.
No, this was at Tammy's house.
Because you know how you do your phone.
Will Smith.
Oh, and Will Smith was on the Dodgers.
Yeah,
I
got the.
obviously, that's funny. And Will Smith, and I got to get my phone because, oh no, it's right here.
It says here, it says consecutive. Will Smith, the catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, has made history in the World Series or some other key highlight, blah, blah, blah. Will Smith has won the World Series for 6 consecutive years, 2020 to 2025, with wins in the 2020 with the Dodgers, 21 with the Atlanta Braves, 22 with the Houston Astros, 23 with the Texas Rangers, 24 with the Dodgers, and 25 with the Dodgers.
Damn. Just that name, a player being with that name on the team.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's something I would never guess.
I was like, I gotta bring that up.
I'm
'Cause
thinking,
that's
what's
just
he
funny.
talking about? Has the same for 6 World Series. That's kind of a lot. But anyway, Ralph,
And
if you're, oh well, go ahead.
I think it said that he's won 3, and another guy has won 3.
Okay.
The other Will
I
Smith.
don't know. As I say, Will Smith or whoever else, I wouldn't hit me. But Ralph, if you're listening, you want to chime in a little bit on the Flyers at all? I mean, I'll touch on them. They lost one yesterday, 5-2 to the Toronto Maple Leafs, who Wayno was asking me earlier. They're a good team, right? Yeah, if you look at their record right now, they're probably just as good as we are record wise right now. That's all I say. That team wise, they are a better team and they're good. They're probably going through some things right now too, trying to get it together. But they have some scores, a decent goalie, just a good team overall. So we lost to a team, that we could have beat, but was a good team. We are young, got a lot going on. Ralph and I have been talking a little bit. When we get a chance, I'll text him. He texts me about some different things with the Flyers players. A little disappointed right now in Mitchkov. Was a little slow. The rookie last year that we had, who was really good as a rookie, thought high hopes for him, but it's kind of funny. And when I say this in every sport, there's that sophomore jinx, and people say, "Is that really true? Does that really happen?" It can. It doesn't necessarily mean it does. This is his sophomore year, and right now it's a long season. He's just started off slow. He's not scoring like we kind of thought he would. He's involved in a lot of assists, but that's what I told Ralph the other day. I remember when we had Claude Giroux. Claude Giroux, a few years back, everybody kind of expected, I did, that he was going to be more of a scorer, 35, 40, 45 goals every year, but type of guy. And he wasn't. He wasn't that kind of guy. He was more of an assist guy.
Right.
Always in on plays, and he was there like a sniper. He can flick it in when it's time. But I don't want. I didn't think Mitch Cole was going to be that kind of player, but right now he seems to be that kind of a thing, assisting more and in on the plays and not being the guy getting the puck to shoot it to score the goal. So I haven't watched enough. I've only watched a little bit of them, but I have. So, and there again, we say it's a long season. It is. It's an 82 game season. We're only 12, 13 games in, something like that, whatever they are. So it's a long way to go. Zegras. Trevor, is it Trevor? Ralph, I think Travis or Trevor Zegras. Zegras is really on fire right now. He's the guy they brought in from the Anaheim Ducks, I think. Really good matched up. Is that Ralphie? Would chime in, but on our way to the vet with Ziggy. Is Ziggy all right? But it's Trevor. Yeah, I thought it was Travis or Trevor, but thank you for that.
Ziggy.
So Zig all right? It's a little unusual on a Sunday.
Ziggy a dachshund?
No, Ziggy's one of their dachshunds. Yeah.
That's funny. My mom's dog, first dachshund was named Ziggy.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, that's.
I hope Zig's all right. Let me know what's going on when you get a chance to. I know it's probably hard to text, but if you are heading your way, unless you left the house or haven't. But anyway, let's just hope the Flyers can, young team, get it together, get a couple, get some lines that they got to. In hockey, you got to work with what line meshes well, what players mesh well on the lines, and that's kind of how that's going. Hasn't eaten all day yesterday or today yet. Doesn't want to walk. Oh God, I wonder. I hope it's that. Just sounds like something internally.
Yeah, give him a beer.
Give him a beer. What
Give him a beer.
Wayno said.
Give him an IPA. That'll fix everything.
Well, I hope they can figure out what
Yeah.
else. I hope he didn't eat something or swallow something that he shouldn't have that's inside. But hopefully the vet can take care of whatever.
Probably ate somewhere else cooking.
I've had some of this cooking. It ain't too bad.
Oh, I heard it was good. I'm just saying that busted stones a little bit.
All right, I had some of Carissa's cooking. Nah,
so Ziggy ate her cooking.
I'm teasing it. She'll be like, really? Nah, I've been over for dinners with her, and and they were good. Good meals.
I try the fruit, but he never invites me to any parties,
Oh, yes, he does. He'll say, don't you go there? He'll say that damn fucking way now. Anyway.
Nah, he doesn't.
That's our hockey news. It's a lot there. The Sixers are playing well. Talk about basketball. They lost a tough one the other night. Yeah, but they were 4-0. And that's another long season. So their 4-0 is like a quarter of the football season. But they have a great young team and still got a couple guys out that when they come back and get healthy, that I think these guys can compete for in the playoffs. I know you're not a basketball guy, but
college, I love college.
Watch pro basketball. Good Lord. It's fine.
What? So see who's going to get the Oscar? Who can flop the best?
It ain't all about just. They don't all do that. That's that. That when you start seeing people like LeBron and them, that's who flops.
God, I can't. People
think. And I don't like some. I don't like some of the people in the league, but
yeah.
But I do like watching the Sixers when they get it together. And they, like I said, it's something we'll touch and talk on a little bit. They got a young team, and I hope they do well this year. They lost a tough one last night. Not last night. The other night, 1 point. And Embiid took a long 3-pointer, which I don't know why he did because they were only down by 1. So all they had to do was either drive to the hoop, maybe get fouled, or maybe take a closer shot. He takes the 3-point shot and misses it. But they didn't need a 3-pointer to win it. They only needed a 2-pointer, literally, to win it.
They should have traded him 2 years ago.
So we'll see about them. Obviously, we hit a sour note with Lip here. Old Lippy. And Duncan's got their holiday cups out already for those of you that not that I'm advertising for Dunkin'. Maybe we get them one of our sponsors. Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin'.
Karen, this is a sponsorship. We ain't getting that 4 Seasons up there with styrofoam cups. Big advertisement for that Lip.
Is that the large?
No, that's a small. That's a medium. The large is up right here. The large is probably your size. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I don't usually go large. It's rare. Now moving on. Unless you got any. How about local?
Another local business that has good coffee. That Quaker Baker in Pennsgrove.
Okay,
we stopped there yesterday.
How about the other new lady that opened up there that has the fancy coffees there up in the old Pat's Pizzeria shopping center?
I haven't been there yet.
Something I forget the name of it now. I should have. There could be one we could push for. Find out. It's something Lapis or something. Whatever.
We'll have to go up.
Has a lot of fancy coffee. Ryan and I had a coffee from there. Not a fancy.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they were real good, and they're busy right now. They're doing a lot because they do a lot of things like lattes and frappuccinos and all those kind of fancy drinks that a lot of people want. Not just the average person, but you can go in and get a regular cup of coffee if that's all you want.
So, local news: Pennsville lost.
They did. Yeah, Halloween night.
Yeah, they were up 16 to. Oh God,
that's tough.
16 to something. They were ahead at halftime.
We were told they were up,
and they came back and lost. Ended up losing 21 to 16 to Snowflakes. Shalleck. Shalleck dresses in all white sometimes. I call them.
They did. They either all white or that green and yellow helmet type thing. But this was the all white, right?
I don't know if it was all white, but I call them snowflakes.
No, but I've seen the all white with Shalleck though. I've seen it like that uniform there.
Yeah,
they're similar to that. We're watching TV, folks.
We were at the game.
We got ESPN Sports Center also.
We were at the game a few years ago when Joey was playing, and they were playing them. They were did their whiteout uniform.
Speaking of local the midget football, my youngest granddaughter Aria, her. No, is that that's Ralph Fisher's team.
Yeah,
they won too. Big.
And they won their playoff.
They won their first playoff game, and so did Aria's little team won. But the kid Kylie texted from where was I yesterday? Was with Ryan and Melissa. Oh, we were somewhere. She said one of the little teeny kids got a bad injury, pelvis.
Damn.
Cracked. How do little kids tackle? They don't tackle that hard. How could that kid get hurt? And they're all padded up. They look like a bunch of little snowmen thing going out there in their little costumes. They look like a little. And she said they had to bring the ambulance in on the field, and the whole thing was really bad injury, pelvis. So they didn't obviously they stopped the game for a while, and then they went back. But then her team ended up winning. Aria's team, Pennsville. But Pennsville's got two so far that won their two midget playoff, their first games, I should say. They both won their first game, which Ralph's team is. I don't know if they're the sophomores. I think they are.
That's the sophomore. One of them's retired. Is he the one that's stepping down?
No, that's is that Martin? That's John Martin. Oh, they did a big thing on Facebook for him.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thanks for 40 years of playing or coaching, because he used to coach girls softball too. In the Pennsville girls softball, and he's coached football for years. He's been involved in sports his whole life, practically his whole life. He's a little older than me. John's probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years older than me, maybe.
I put him up there about 80, 90, right?
God puts him up there in fossil time as Zeus. Nah, he might be about 70, 71, something like that. I'm not sure how much older than me. He might be a little more older than that. Who knows, folks? But anyway, I hope the kids keep going. The ones that are winning, because it's pretty exciting for them when they get out there. And I like watching these little ones, dude. I want to go. So I don't know these kids' names, because like I said, they're not mine or anything. But that one little boy, number 35, I know his number because he's always in on every play. He's either scoring or tackling.
Well, let's try this for next year. Yeah, we try to make a couple of them games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Except for the first Friday of September, because that's the Friday before September Fest.
Right. Well, I'd rather make a few games more into the season, not just in the very beginning. Like, let's get them going, let them get cranked up. But the other team that's doing good is DeMarco's team. I follow him, the Italian Kitchen's son, the one of the boys there, Gino DeMarco's boy. He plays. He's pretty good too. And that team's really good. Now I don't know what's up where they are on the ladder as far as ages. I think I don't know if they're the senior boys in this level, right before or the junior, the ones before the seniors, and they got one more year. So they're somewhere like that. But they're good too.
Maybe the juniors.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, but how isn't there's freshmen, sophomore, junior, senior, but then the little ones are counted before them. So they're not the little guys aren't freshmen, right? They're just a midget. They're the people.
I don't know.
Like peewees. And then you go to
I don't know here because Joey didn't start till after.
That's what I got to ask Kylie. How's it go? I think Aria's group, which is the little teeny dots, look like preschools or first grade or whatever. And then there's the freshman, sophomore, junior, senior level, I think.
I'm not sure that far now.
So if I'm right, that would be 5 different.
We have a call from Newcastle, Delaware.
Jay Bird.
Morning, welcome to the Dob And Wayno show. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with this morning? How you doing, Mr. Jones?
I'm doing pretty well. How you doing?
What's the volume up a
little?
Better? Yes, sir.
All right, great. Is this the Michael Barkan and Howard Eskin South Jersey Sports Talk?
That's what Jay has. He's denounced us as the Michael Barkan. Who else did you say? Howard Eskin.
Howard
Eskin. Yeah. You guys are great, man.
Well, if anything, I'll be Barkan because I got to stand next to him at the Phillies game, and he's about my height, a little taller even than me. I didn't realize Barkan was that tall. I stood next to him.
I'll be what's his name?
Howard Eskin. Yeah, you make a good Howard Eskin. Anyway,
Howard Eskin's iconic.
Howard. Anyway, that is us. I mean, we're discussing a few things. What do you got to bring to the table this morning?
Just about a couple of things, and then a couple of non-sports things. I'll just hit briefly on. But the World Series, that was quite a series.
Yes.
All the highs and lows of it. When you thought one team was done, and devastating losses, the other team would come back. So they were really resilient, both teams. But the Dodgers found a way to win. They find ways to win. And they did that last night with a guy tied the game up with a home run. You know, he didn't play much, Rojas. And they made some great defensive plays. So you guys saw it. So you can, really, really, really tough, a good series. Just a really good series.
While we're talking real quick, is that's Cheyenne from
Cheyenne from
our girl from Atlanta, Georgia. Cheyenne just chimed in. She just wanted to say, "Hey," but go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, sure. Like I said, a lot of big defensive plays in that series. The swings of it, back and forth. That's the drama of baseball. I don't think any other sport has that, with every pitch. And again, you had that play that they caught the ball in the outfield, running into each other.
Yeah,
just crazy things.
and last night the pitcher that gave up the tying home run was an ex-Philadelphia Philly. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
that
Jeff Hoffman. Yes.
There's that Jeff Hoffman guy again. That Jeff Hoffman. That guy's a loser. No.
Yeah,
he's a bum.
Yeah, and one of the pitchers for Toronto, Dominguez, had been an ex-Oriole as well.
Well, and he was an ex-Philly.
So there you go.
Sergio Dominguez, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we had him as well. But, the Dodgers found a way to win the series.
The Dodgers had, to me, both pitching and hitting. Not that Toronto didn't, but I just really think the Dodgers. Hey, look, it's like in any sport when you got to come up big. And you remember in football when Brady was doing his thing with the Patriots, when you needed to get a touchdown or a score, Brady did.
Got it.
When you needed to get the pitch last night or the hit, who thought they were going to get those clutch home runs when they did? But they did, and that's just like you said. At one pitch or one swing of the bat, Jay, the game can change. Now, I kind of feel that same way about another sport. When you said I think it's the only sport that way, I still think in football, any snap can be a change of the game because either any play, the quarterback can throw a bomb to win a touch thing, or you can intercept the pass and run it back for 6 and change the whole complex of a football game. So,
no, absolutely, good point.
That to me,
it could change. You could get a sack, or
sure, yeah, that you could
anything.
Right.
That the Super Bowl, the Eagles in Kansas City. The Eagles, the Eagles blew them out.
Right.
They're blowing them out, but Kansas City came back out and they one play, chucked that ball all the way down the field, scored that touchdown.
Right.
And that could have been disastrous.
And we were
going to Keith's point about changing a play.
Right.
Hurts has lined up. I'm not talking about this last Super Bowl. I'm talking about the Super Bowl before with the Chiefs.
Right.
Hurts had lined up to do a tush push, and one of your offensive linemen false started. So that pushed the ball back 5-6 yards where you couldn't do the tush push anymore.
Right.
So what happens is Hurts is running to his right. He fumbled, and the Kansas City guy took it in for a touchdown.
Yep. See, so
you guys' points, yes, it can change on any type of play.
On any play. Yep. But yeah, it was a good World Series. I feel that the two best teams in baseball were in the World Series. I don't think that somebody got in that shouldn't have. I don't think that somebody, because people always say, how'd they get in there? No, I feel that the Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays were the two best teams that made it to this year.
Yeah, I was kind of rooting for Seattle because they had.
Well, I was too. Yes, I was. Ryan and I both were rooting for Seattle in that aspect, yes, but they just didn't have it. There again, if you're going to do it,
and they took the lead 3-2 lead at Seattle, and I thought they're going to win this thing.
Yeah.
And what does Toronto do? Win game 6 and 7 and knock them out.
And that's that. Yeah, clutch baseball, clutch hitting. And,
oh God, yeah, it's just every pitch is drama to me. Just every pitch. And of course, you don't get that in the regular season. There's so many games.
Oh, exactly.
They play every night.
Right, 162 games. Yep.
Yeah. So again, it was a real good playoff series. Now, football. It seems like you guys got yourself together in that Minnesota game, and then you took it to the Eagles game, or the Giants game rather, and looked really good. That's the team that I think you expected.
I agree with you, Jay, 100% on that Minnesota game. I kind of think they turned it around there in Minnesota when they.
Yeah, no question. They got the passing game going.
Yep.
Last week he got the running game going. Of course, this is no startling revelation. The Giants haven't won at the Link in 50 years.
Right. No, it's been a long. Yeah, I know. That's true. Yeah.
And who knows when they'll ever get another win there, or any win as it is. But speaking of which, right now I'm just seeing if Dart is going to be the quarterback that we need for the future. That's all it's about.
I'll be honest with you. I do, Jay. I just think it's time to build somebody around him a little more. You're decimated with injuries this year, so obviously we're not talking about that. But I think they need more production out of other positions for him. But they also need that offensive line a little bit more. It's a shame what happened to Scadaboo because he, to me, was going to be their running back of the
I was hurt
that's
by
a-
that. Yep,
The Scadaboo thing really hurts.
On-
That was a bad injury.
On that
it
injury,
was.
do you think that was a dirty hit?
Yeah,
I do. No, I do not.
Okay.
I don't do. No.
Well,
That's why we're asking you. That's why I wanted to ask you. Right, right.
Football is brutal. Everybody goes through injuries. Every team. The big part of winning the championship, you guys can attest to this. Last year, your guys were pretty good. They were healthy.
Yes, yes. I always say that to Wayno. If we stay healthy this year, the team we have on the field, we can win this thing. You're right, Jay. It all goes down to health, and it also then goes down to your next team up, next man up. And we really had guys that could step up and fill the role and not because some teams are weak in that area. And I think that's what Howie Roseman does a good job in building that next part down. If you're out and somebody's got to come in and that guy has to take over. And you're right, we stayed healthy, but we had the guys to come in and fill the role when needed to be last year.
So, and they didn't miss a beat.
And they didn't miss it. Yeah, right. So I like this guy. I'll tell you what, I like the guy that backs up. I think they're going to move A.J. Dillon. I think you're going to see him move on. I like Tank Bigsby.
Yeah,
what I saw out of I think the coaching staff loves it. And still, what's the other guys? The one, say the white guys. Shipley. Thank God you said. I can never think. I love Shipley because Shipley's used it on different positions, but he's also used on special teams, and that's the thing. Right. So
give Barkley a rest too a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
He's had a lot of touches. He's had a lot of touches.
Exactly.
But going back to the health part again, when he was with the Giants, we had some seasons where he was hurt.
Right.
He blew his knee out one time. He had some foot issues.
But he also didn't have an O-line that was that good, Jay. He did not.
No, he did not. No,
when
he
you
did
get
not.
it. Yeah.
Speaking of which, the thing I keep getting stuff as soon as Barkley went to the Eagles, it was like, hey, thanks a lot for letting us get Barkley. We weren't going to sign him anyway.
Right, I know.
He was better off away from us, as much as I hate to say that.
Right.
He did not have the line, but yet he did do well on his own, trying to break tackles.
He did. Well, his biggest thing last year was he didn't get touched before he got through the line. He could get through the line. Once he gets through the line,
right. I knew once you guys picked him up, he was going to have a monster season.
Yeah, I kind of figured Wayno. What's your name? I'm having a rough time here. Wayno even said the same thing. He goes, do you think it was a good move getting a guy that's been hit like 3 years out of the 5 he's been in the league? And I'm like, I don't know. Get him healthy. Once you get him healthy and his mindset with a good line that they have, Barkley knows what to do. He knows how to avoid a lot of things.
When we signed him,
I know you were skeptical, and I understood that. I understood Wayno.
And I can understand that too a little bit from the medical, from the physical,
Sure.
history.
But the couple guys we've picked up here in the before trade deadline, I really think are going to, not necessarily the answers, but I think these two cornerbacks can help out big time on that left side. I also think Howie's not done. I think before Tuesday, before Tuesday, he's going to get an edge rusher, and I'm not sure who, but I think he's going to get an edge rusher.
Yeah, you just picked up Alexander.
Yes, if he stays healthy, he's good. That other guy can be a fill role type player, a nickel defense, come in on nickel. So I just really like to see him grab one of these edge rushers, and I kind of hope he gets Jalen Phillips from the Miami Dolphins. I really love to see him grab him because he's a young guy. Yeah. And we have the draft capital.
Speaking of Roseman, you guys. Speaking of Roseman, what a job!
That's what I mean. He just wheels and deals. This man.
I mean, he doesn't sit. He's very aggressive on trying to get people in there to win another title.
Very active.
And that's what you want out of a GM.
Yes.
That's exactly what you want.
You're absolutely right, dude.
And he has out-drafted everybody. The draft picks are all crapshoots a lot of times, but every one of those is...
That's true. Yeah, you never know what you're getting with draft picks. You're totally right.
He goes at Georgia, with the Georgia circuit there.
He does like the...
play football.
He does like the Georgia group. He is a pretty big Georgia man. And that's funny you say that because we talked about that somewhere else. It's like, out of the first 3 or 4 picks, 2 of them are at least going to be Georgia guys because he
Well,
does.
it's hard
he-
because
he
Georgia
does.
is a really
Well, yes, and then they're a good program. That's right. They're a very good program.
absolute.
Yep, you're right.
And again, you built with the lines. You have to start
build,
with the line play.
in the
and
trenches.
You guys have.
You build in the trenches, and that's the truth. You're right.
So I think you guys got a good shot at repeating. All right, I'm going to go with the Orioles now. We did get a new manager in there.
Cool. All right.
I had never heard of the guy coming from Cleveland. He's 42 years old.
Okay, youngster.
So
right.
yeah, we got to give him a chance.
Well, sure.
And see what he can do.
Absolutely. I'm sure that this off season they'll be very busy doing different things. And,
Yeah, and watching the series, we all hope our teams can be in it next year.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. We sure do. Like I said.
The hockey, my Rangers are on a 3-game winning streak. I know it's real early, so people's trying to
Right. Yeah.
digest the baseball and football right now.
I think the Flyers are still trying to find their way a little bit with some things. They are a young team, but it's like you said, it's a long season. It's hard to talk to people that don't realize how long a season it is, and it's a long way off. Good.
I think with your new coach Rick Tocchet, I like him.
I do too, Jay.
They'll play hard every night.
And I think I like who's up in the office with Jonesy and Briere and them guys. I
love Jonesy. I always love Jonesy on the telecast.
Yeah, I think these guys will get the right people. It's just going to take a few years. Yeah. It takes a couple years in hockey. It does.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing's overnight.
It really does.
All right, just a couple of non-sports related things. And I know you opened this up. I very rarely put anything on Facebook, but I'm going to use this here about number one, the traffic accidents. I don't know how you guys are looking at it over Pennsville, if you have a lot in Salem County or whatever.
Right.
Over here, we are running into each other at an alarming rate.
Wow.
And if they're coming into Delaware, I would just tell everybody, please buckle up. Use defensive driving. Use defensive tactics. Don't try to outrun people.
Right.
We had a major incident on the bridge the other night, 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, closed the bridge down for 6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah, just running into people.
And how about
over here? It's really bad in Newcastle.
You had a bad accident down in Bear. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, the propane tank blew up about a mile from me.
Down in Bear Dell, yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
that's what they were talking about.
Almost threw the windows out.
It shook. The explosion shook down. I guess it'd be over that way, right?
Right.
Wherever Frank's buddy lives at the donut shop was there. It shook his windows here in Pennsville.
Yeah, because that's right across the river from that area.
Right. So it shook our windows. It was about a half mile down the road, to be truthful with you.
Jeez.
And we were in here doing something, and we thought it was a gust of wind, because it's been windy.
Right, yeah.
And it just shook. And I was like, I put my scanner on, and they said there's been an explosion. And I'm like, holy hell. But anyway, a propane tank went. And nobody got hurt.
Not to bring. Oh, that's the good thing then. Yeah. But not to bring back any old memories. But I will. When you just said the word scanner, I always remember coming to your house after work, and you had the scanner running because he had a scanner. Was always scanning it because he was in the fire department.
They would scan all the.
He always had a scanner. I always knew what was going on any freaking where. When you're over his house, it's like a police central. Come on in. We got 423. Oh my God! No, well, I think it was
any or around the country.
I thought it was, but to me it was cool because I wasn't.
My friend Roy Maynard, his stepdad had a scanner.
Yeah, Jay always had scanner.
He'd have that thing on. It'd keep going off, and I remember his mom staying in the kitchen. She'd be like, "Eddie, will you turn that bleeping thing on? Yeah. I'm tired of hearing."
So around the country, right in your phone.
Those were the good old days. Yeah. Well, that's
Chicago.
This was back before we had cell phones because you had a scanner. We didn't have cell phones when you had them scanners when we were in high school.
Right. It was a unit in, and then you plugged it in, little box type.
Yep, that's what you had. The little lights going back and forth.
I still listen over here to try to keep apprised of what's going on.
Right.
My other non-sports issue is this government shutdown now. Whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, you hate Trump, you love Trump, you hate Biden, you love Biden. This just shows that down there in Washington, nobody cares about the American people.
No, I
I love
agree.
this guy.
I know. Oh, I knew you like.
I love this
when
guy.
when you do that, you can't come to an agreement. People's not getting paid.
Right.
Some people's not getting their SNAP benefits, and I don't have any of that. So I
Right.
don't want to hear people say, "Oh, he's not here." I'm just talking for the people that need this stuff. The air traffic controllers not getting paid. What happens? Well, the airport shuts down. Okay. These people need to get together and start thinking about the American people instead of doing this stuff. And no matter who the president is,
Right.
we always have a shutdown.
This has gone on way too long, Jay. Way too. And like you said, it's continuous all the time. There's always
it's awful. And who gets squeezed?
Yeah.
We do. The people. So I'm waiting in line last November to vote. Okay.
Right.
You take the time to vote. You wait in line. You get there. And I was thinking last year, I said, you know what? I don't know why I'm doing this because they're going to wind up shutting that government down next year. And lo and behold, here they go. They shut it down again.
Yep.
And they got to start somehow with this separation and all this hate with all the Democrats and Republicans. It's ridiculous.
That is the biggest thing right there. They just cannot get along, cannot agree on anything to work towards getting a goal to help the people of the United States.
Awful. And who gets squeezed?
The
rest of us.
We do.
The blue collar and white. We just get squeezed out.
We do.
And I'm following this mayor thing in New York City that have acting childish with this group of guys here is upset. It's just ridiculous how they act. If you follow that, it's a big mayor election Tuesday.
Right.
And some of these candidates are just, it's amazing how crazy they get, how stupid they get.
Yeah, I haven't really tuned in on the New York thing, but I have heard about it. Let's put it that way.
Right. And I follow the sports thing, so I get the paper, the New York Post, and all that. So that's why and you're better off not even worrying about it because it's so damn ridiculous and stupid. But anyway, I wanted to get those 2 points in. I know I never hardly talk about politics. I don't post anything on Facebook about it. But I think most people will probably agree that this is just nonsense what they do down there.
I do. Well, I'm glad you touched on it because I agree, wholeheartedly.
And I probably won't touch on the politics again. And again, on the traffic accidents, everybody for coming over here to shop, and I know a lot of people do from Jersey.
Right.
Be very careful on that bridge. Just try to drive defensively. That's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And again, I hear on the scanner every morning from 6 o'clock on, I bet there's 20 accidents that emergency personnel's got to go to from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So just be careful with that. All right. Hey, guys, taking enough of your time.
Well, we appreciate you calling in. Thank you for touching on these topics. Always good talking to you.
Yeah, and look, I guess you guys are off today, right, on your bye, Eagles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. We're off.
The game I'll be watching probably next week I want to see is that Green Bay Eagles game. That should be a good one.
Yep, Monday night. That's next Monday night.
Good. Yeah.
Not this.
Looking forward to that.
Right.
Other than that, everybody stay